This video is going to be a bit different, more like a follow-up to a topics I've already discussed here on the channel. Recently, Kiss of Life put out a handwritten apology after facing massive backlash, and they're honestly on the verge of being cancelled. A second apology, and maybe more, felt absolutely necessary because, just last week, there were multiple incidents of Black cultural appropriation, from Blackpink to Kiss of Life, and even the soloist 20. On April 3rd, from 20 dropped teasers for his upcoming single, where he was seen wearing a white tank top and a durag, a look that many netizens called out for being culturally insensitive. For context, durags carry deep cultural meaning in the Black community. They're not just a fashion piece, they symbolize identity and pride. When non-Black individuals wear them without understanding the context or showing acknowledgement, it's often seen as appropriation, and rightfully so. Now, going back to Kiss of Life's apology, many fans have already left the fandom. Some people accepted the apology, but others didn't. On the flip side, a lot of people felt the apology was still insincere. One major criticism was that it didn't even mention the communities that were hurt. Others pointed out how the group asked fans before the live stream to keep supporting them even afterward, which, to many, proved they knew what they were doing was wrong. Comments like, "The way everyone would have gladly accepted this apology if y'all did this without knowing the consequences. But you guys actually were fully aware what you're doing will be wrong, but still did it. Now this just feels like a statement to get your fans back, and that's sad of. Took multiple days for you to send out a handwritten apology because you thought that little statement was going to be enough for people to make excuses for you, and you still can't directly address the community you directly disrespected. Just want to remind everyone that they knew. It was wrong before filming the live. If you accept the apology, that's up to you. But just keep in mind you are part of a marketing tactic and just numbers to these people." Many people felt that the apology was still lacking. One major issue was the failure to even mention the communities affected. On top of that, fans pointed out that during a pre-live stream message, the group basically asked fans to stay supportive even after it aired, which many interpreted as them knowing they were doing something wrong but doing it anyway. "We will continue to honor you all in every way possible." If holding a minstrel show live stream was their way of honoring 90s hip-hop, this is a whole threat. They wouldn't have made this apology if the backlash didn't continue after the first awful apology. It's obvious they don't actually care and are only trying to do further damage control. Also, why is it so fucking hard for them to actually name the group they have offended? Such weirdo behavior. The point is, these apologies are not sincere. A sincere apology clearly acknowledges the harm done, specifically names what was wrong, and is directed toward those affected. They were racist towards an entire group of people. If you don't even have the courage to name who you hurt, that's not an apology, it's a PR stunt. But sure, go ahead and keep deflecting. What do you guys think about all this? Let me know in the comments. Personally, I agree with some of these points. At the very least, they should have directly mentioned the Black community, who were clearly disrespected. It kind of reminds me of how Kim Soo-hyun didn't even say Sehran's name during his press conference. He just referred to her as deceased. That kind of avoidance says a lot. This part of the video is full of mixed opinions, so let's break it all down. Jennie is once again being labeled as lazy, this time during her solo tour, The Ruby Experience. But the real question is this a legit concern? Or just another way for people to keep using Jennie as a punching bag like they've been doing for years? Viral tweets on X have been spreading old and new compilation videos, claiming they prove Jennie's laziness, with comments like, "I thought y'all were just exaggerating. But after watching those videos, she really isn't even trying." This is so disrespectful to the fans who paid a large amount of money to see them, only to receive this kind of energy from their fave. It's just so sad. I'm so sorry, but this is straight up scamming. Imagine paying hundreds of dollars just to see them being lazy, looking forced to be there and not even trying. I'm genuinely asking, how is this okay with their fans? I will never defend Jennie for have a lazy, low energy, go girl, give us nothing performance every time. Your fans literally paid tickets to see you perform. Some fans even brought up how Jennie's energy seems to shift based on where she's performing. For example, the way you can tell which continent they're performing in based on how much energy Jennie has. The way Jennie pulls out all the stops for the USA and European tours, but never gives a flying fuck about Asia is so telling. So sad that you can be an Asian artist and regard Asian fans so lightly and poorly. Like, sis, what is this internalized racism? But over on Reddit, the take is more nuanced. People pointed out that there's a difference between being lazy and having low stamina. Low stamina can be built up over time, especially when it's your job. The difference between debut Jennie and end of contract a tour Jennie is night and day, especially when she performed her solo songs. During group dances, she was going through the motions. During solo dances, she was hitting. I wouldn't call her lazy, just done with the group. Another fan shared their first-hand experience. Yes, I went to Ruby and I love Jennie, but she clearly has stamina issues. I've never seen an artist so out of breath during the men's. She used to fare okay and was the ace of her group, so it's a drastic change. And to be honest, people have warranted expectations for the biggest girl group. I get why she gets those complaints. Of course, no one owes anyone an explanation about their health, but YG should have said something earlier. People might have been more forgiving. And Jennie needs to adjust her solo show if she's struggling with stamina. Something has to change if you're being paid to sing and dance. At the same time, many fans clapped back at the criticism. They shared videos showing Jennie absolutely killing it on stage and pointed out that the hate isn't new. It's been following her for years. Some even said they hope this hate eventually brings her good karma as she continues thriving in her solo career under her own company. Others also reminded people that some of the viral clips being used were from performances where Jennie was actually unwell, and that she had even mentioned health issues in the past. A thread of Jennie's performances in Asia, using this as a drag when Jennie was throwing up and sick, having an IV drip and still chose to perform. But yeah, let's blame her for being sick instead. You can obviously see she's sick and still does her best to perform even when she's not in her best health. The narrative that Jennie doesn't perform her best for the Asian audience got to be an April Fool's joke. Cause she's literally the only member who sources her solo fits from local Asian brands. She learns local Asian trends to excite the audience, and she learns local Asian sentences. And then there's this whole other crowd on Twitter saying things like, multiple fandoms ganging up on Jennie over Twitter likes, while her album single-handedly outperforms all of theirs in charts, streams, and impact. These hate trains don't work on Jennie. It's been 8 years. They're still trying to cancel her, but she's still one of the most successful soloists in K-pop. Give it up, Jennie haters. It's time you focused on your faves. They're flopping everywhere. That's literally 30 seconds out of a 2-hour show. Jennie is the only member with both vocal and rap lines that she does 100% live, while also being the one who interacts with the audience the most. Here is a preview of the talent Jennie showed in HK. And of course, all of this is still happening while some people are still mad at Blackpink members over their old pre-debut videos using the N-word. There's been zero accountability on that front. And let's be real. It doesn't look like they're going to apologize anytime soon. Or maybe ever. Because apologizing means admitting you did something wrong. And with Blackpink's level of fame, they can pretty much get away with it. In fact, they probably already have.